So what's up everybody? So welcome again to another episode of Vlog Media. So I'm your DJ Mark, and today we're going to talk about something quite important. So it's not a review, it's something health related, which I believe it's vital and important for us to know, including you viewers out there. And as you all know that the pandemic has been ravaging and we are hoping to bring this down to its end actually. And what we're going to discuss today is probably the most basic thing of all. It is actually proper hand washing. So tune in to find out. So actually, did you know that hand washing has been around for just about 1 or 2 centuries ago? Because we used to wash hands before, even though in olden times. But did you know that hand washing with soap was just recommended about 2 centuries ago? So I'm going to tell you a small history about hand washing. So there's a guy. So his name is actually Ignaz Semmelweis. He is a doctor, and during the 1800s, doctors don't actually wash their hands. Exactly, they don't really wash their hands, and actually they believe that they're clean. And there are actually 2 types of classes that exist during the time in Europe: the upper class and the lower class. And actually the upper class, the rich people, they believe that they're always clean and they're actually devoid of diseases, while those in the lower class, actually the poorer individuals in society, they believe are actually dirtier. That's what they think. And during those times, and they believe that diseases are actually spread by a foul odor, and that's what they call as miasma. And anything that smells bad, they believe that it actually transmits disease. So what really happens is that during the 1800s, Dr. Semmelweis found out that there's actually a high mortality rates among mothers giving birth. It's about 18%. So it's about 1 out of 5 actually die from childbirth. And what happened was when he found out that actually doctors, they actually do the autopsy of someone who died without actually washing their hands. Then a few moments later, they would actually go to the delivery room and deliver the baby. And he found out that there must be some small particle that can be transmitted from a dead person who has a disease and actually doing the process of giving birth, or probably assisting in giving birth. And what he did was he tried to do an experiment wherein he asked some doctors to actually wash their hands, and while others didn't wash their hands. So based on the finding of that research, he found out that the mortality rate from childbirth, which is actually 18%, simply dropped down to just 1%. So that's actually about 94% reduction in mortality rates, the effect of washing hands. However, when actually Dr. Ignaz tried to settle it down to give the recommendation, he was actually turned down by his colleagues. Okay, he was really. This actually brought about heavy criticisms among his practice, because during those times doctors don't really believe that washing hands makes you cleaner. So yeah, actually, and it was not only until about decades later, but probably 4 decades later, that there's actually a surgeon named Joseph Lister. He's actually a British surgeon, and he actually found out that carbolic acid, which is actually a primitive antiseptic, when he placed it on when he sprayed those actually on the sterilizing equipment, so surgical equipments, and he found out that actually patients do not have much infection as they used to be, and that began now the hand washing. And he now recommended hand washing with soap and water, and it became a norm from the time during the late 1800s. So that's the basic history of hand washing. So the next question here is actually, how does hand washing with soap and water destroy bacteria and viruses, namely coronaviruses or the COVID-19? Well, okay, so if you're gonna picture it, example of virus like the coronavirus, it is a round shaped virus particle. It's a small particle, and what it actually does is it has a let's say an eggshell, and enclosed in it is actually the viral RNA, the genetic contents of the viral RNA that's needed to replicate. So what actually happens is that this shell, okay, has actually a double layer of a fatty material. So what happens is that when you actually wash your hands with soap and water, the particles of the soap will actually get in between of those layers and disintegrate those layers one by one, and actually it basically exposes the genetic contents, which actually will be destroyed by the soap and water. So the same thing happens with a bacteria, and that's actually how soap and water destroys viruses and bacteria. So if you're going to ask me, is there any evidences that washing hands actually destroys or probably disintegrates bacteria from your hands? Yeah, actually, I did a little bit of research, and I found an article which was actually published in the year 2011, and actually this research tried to demonstrate whether washing with soap and water actually decreases the bacteria in your hands. So actually this study recruited about 20 individuals randomly, and they divided them into 3 groups. So the first group did not wash their hands, and the second group actually just washed their hands with plain water, and the third group washed their hands with non-bacterial soap. And the results showed, so the result of the study showed that those who did not actually wash their hands had a 44% chance to have a bacteria in their hands, while those who washed their hands with water only, about 23%. And if they wash their hands with soap and water together, this brought down the prevalence of bacteria in their hands to only about 8%, and it's actually significantly different between the 2 groups. So how frequently should we wash our hands? Well, the answer is as frequently as we can, as necessary as we can. And actually the CDC has provided some recommendations wherein when should we wash our hands. So here are the following. We should wash our hands before and after preparing food. Next one, we should wash our hands before and after eating. And of course we should need to wash our hands after we actually throw garbage, okay, when we actually take care of a sick person. And for us doctors, every time we see patients or in between patients, we wash our hands. And actually if you try to change diapers from a baby, try to wash your hands as well. You should also try to wash your hands after using the toilet, and actually after attending to your wound. If you develop a cut, you should try to wash your hands, of course. Also try to wash your hands when you try to sneeze or cough. Okay, wash your hands after. And if you have pets out there, you also need to wash your hands after touching or petting your pet. Okay, so what we will do now is actually we will do a demo on how to wash our hands. It's actually a 6-step process when you wash your hands. It's actually very easy and doesn't really need much to memorize. So what you need to do first is actually when you wash your hands, you need to paste your hands, wash your hands with soap and water. And what you need to do first is actually to rub your hands with the soap and water with 2 palms together. That's step 1. Okay. And step 2, you need to wash the area in between your fingers. So we should wash it this way. Okay. And the third part, we need to wash our fingernails. So we'll wash it this way. Okay. And the fourth one, we will wash the back of our hands. Okay. And the fifth, wash our fifth digit. Okay. This is how you wash our fifth digit. And for the last sixth step is wash our wrists downwards. So the process usually takes place in about 20 or more seconds, as recommended by the CDC. And we shall give you a demo right now. So in order to wash your hands, you need to first run your hands through a running water and lather your hands with a hand soap. So lather it thoroughly. Okay, so now that we lather it thoroughly, you need to rub your palms against your palms, and next try to rub the interdigits together for about a few seconds. And then step 3, wash your fingernails. Okay, in both hands, right? So rub it again for a few seconds. And going to the fourth step, try washing the back of your hands. Okay. And for the fifth step, try washing your thumbs. Okay, wash them thoroughly. And for the sixth step, try to wash your wrists. And that's when the time that you can now wash your hands with rinse actually with water. And that's it. So that's how you wash your hands. So now there you have it, folks. So you know now how to wash your hands. We already know how the history of washing hands, and I've already provided you the evidence-based research on actually how hand washing actually decreases the bacteria in your hands. So the next thing to do is actually you have to do it every day. So we need to do it actually to prevent diseases, and one way to prevent coronavirus is actually washing our hands. And yeah, so if you actually like this video, please click like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel down below. And okay, so I wish everybody a good day and stay safe, everybody. So until then, on the next video, see ya.